Last time on Improv Tabletop. Down in the bureaucratic hallways of the 10th layer of hell, our heroes had just witnessed the kidnapping of William Shakespeare, played by Tim Curry, and decided that it was time to investigate the room in which Nigel Thornberry, played by Tim Curry, was being concealed. They walked up to the door, opened it, decided that was too easy, closed the door, and then it was locked, and then it became a problem. And they had a really hard time getting inside. But they finally managed to when Sam went over to get some aid from a friend. Long John Silver is played by Tim Curry, who gave Sam Studd a key to the room that once contained Nigel Thornberry in exchange for a promise that Brickbeard would be given information about the whereabouts of Pilfer the pirate. So Sam brought the key back, they finally made it into the room, and they started tearing the place apart looking for clues, literally just hacking up pieces of the wall, tearing up the carpet. And as Pilfer and Oleg were trying to do different things with the strands of the carpet, one of them trying to create a booby trap, one of them trying to create harnesses so they could make it down into the sewers, they ended up creating a big tangled mess that trapped them up against the ceiling. Everybody rolled so terribly bad in such a short amount of time that the terrifying Terrence the Toucan, played by Tim Curry from the film Ribbit, A Frog with an Identity Crisis, came rushing down the hallway, broke into the interrogation chamber, and took them all to a solitary confinement pen, a big oubliette down in the middle of hell. Because, yeah, what is this world even? What is this world even? Anyway, down at the bottom of the oubliette was a sewer grate leading down into the lair of the beastie, and so Pilfer went over and was just like, hey, oh no, I'm a child, I'm lost in the sewers, help, what am I gonna do? And summoned the beast. So they all went down into the sewers to give themselves over to the monster. It showed up as some of their greatest fears, as a privately funded SWAT team that was going to drag them away. And in the midst of this SWAT team, the Mouse King himself, from Barbie and the Nutcracker, as played by Tim Curry. After this conglomeration of SWAT officers had started pulling the other members of the crew into it, it looked deep into Master Brickithon's eyes, did not recognize any childhood dreams missing from that empty noggin of Master Brickithon's, that prodigiously empty mind, as it were. Master Brickithon stumbled upon a potential solution, pulled out the weird metaphysical knife that they had discovered in Nigel Thornberry's holding cell, and using his lingering sense ability, got a vision of how that thing was created and discovered that it had been born from the memories of the loved ones of Nigel Thornberry, and that this particular weapon was effective against the beast that you are now fighting. So, Master Brickithon took that dagger, poured all of his memories of his brother Commander Brickithon into it, turned it into a nice big old hunting machete, and was just asking Oleg for some help. Oleg pouring in all of the wonderful memories of playing stick and hoop and listening to his grandmama read The Little Matchstick Girl to him as a bedtime story. That was where we left off.
I forgot about so much of this.
I did too. I'm so glad we did that.
These episodes truly are a fever dream, and it's a good thing that we record them so I can remember what happened. Anyway, what's going to happen now as we begin to fight against Pennywise, against it itself? Let's find out here in the world of the Tension Builders. Ooh, boy, what's shaking, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Improv Tabletop, The Tension Builders, the Bump of the Dark actual play where we are making up too much stuff on the spot. I am Ned Wilcock, your host and GM, and today I'm joined by...
Caleb Anderton. Did I mention I don't do well with horror movies?
Surprise.
Christian Randall, memory full of holes.
Evan Peterson, and what are we doing here, guys? What is this?
Jay Porter, and have I mentioned after working at an elementary school, I watched it and I said, this is good. I like this.
Nice.
We need more Pennywises.
I was thinking because when Caleb said he doesn't like horror movies, I didn't either. And then I worked at an elementary school. I'm like, I'll give it a shot. This is actually a good movie.
Horror movies are good.
Yeah.
Well, we're only 2 days away from Halloween, so it is thematically appropriate that we will be fighting a big, terrible beastie that I guess technically, according to the rules of the game, could not be Pennywise. It all depends on how well the showdown roll we're about to make is going to go.
Oh, yeah.
It still could be sewer gators.
It could be sewer gators.
Could you imagine after how mad you got at us for not just immediately saying Pennywise, if this turns out to not be Pennywise?
Oh gosh, it is okay. Here, I think I have maybe a reputation as being a pretty lenient GM. I like being a lenient GM. I feel like it leads to good storytelling, yes handing and all that. But there is something that I feel like I kind of have to push back against a little bit. There was a comment in the last episode where it's like, how aware are our characters of various pop culture things? Guys, my guys, what campaign have you been playing this entire time? The campaign where we did an entire hunt that was all about the works of William Shakespeare, and your characters were pretty aware of all the William Shakespeare stuff. And then the hunt that was all about the Lord of the Rings, and your characters do quite a lot about the Lord of the Rings.
That's
but as
true.
soon as I'm like, oh, look, a scary clown is peeking up over the horizon, you're like, maybe pop culture references, what are those? I don't know about those. Ridiculous. Anyway, there is one more bit of bookkeeping real quick to get into. So Master Brickithon, you used your monstrous ability at the end of the last episode, which means you need to make a choice.
Ooh.
Are you going to lose control, suffer a condition, or give me another string on you?
Oh boy. Remind me what losing control does.
That is narrative, entirely narrative. What does it look like when Master Brickithon loses control at the beginning of a big battle?
Oh boy. Don't know why. Feeling like I want to lose control, so we're going to do that.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm going to justify that with Master Brickithon has had some trouble with the occult before in his past. This is something that maybe he has a bit of a weakness for. I am going to say that I managed to do what I did before with the knife, and I pour my memories into it, and then it turns into a machete, and I pass it off to Oleg. But then the beast takes the opportunity of my prodigiously empty mind and takes over.
Ooh, weasels its way into the empty space, huh?
Yep,
It takes over.
takes over me.
Oh, no.
That's going to be my losing control.
Okay, I think there's this sort of parallel moment that begins to happen here where you hand the knife over to Oleg and you're like, okay, yes, we can do it. And you feel something that is not brick beginning to work its way into the empty cracks of your body. And you look over at Oleg, who is now holding this machete and thinking of his favorite Christmas story, The Christmas Shoes. And you think back to the very first encounter that your crew had with the occult when Oleg was alone in that bunker with the Bricklicant and something had managed to weasel its way into Oleg. And that's like sort of the last lucid thought you have as you feel yourself being subsumed as well. And yeah, you are now kind of part of the Mouse King in a way, I suppose. Do you want that to be outwardly visible to the rest of your troop, or should we keep it from them? What do you think?
Do you grow whiskers and get a little pointed snout?
I would say that they can see it in my eyes. Everything looks normal except for the eyes are now glazed over with a different color. I don't know what color this thing is or has or glows with. I'm assuming there's glowing going on.
I think maybe kind of like this weird, gloopy purple sort of color. Or maybe kind of like in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, that weird Ganon corruption kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost as if like when you open your eyes, your eyeballs are just made of that, which is hard to tell when they're just painted onto your face. But you guys are Legos, so you can understand the nuance that's going on here. So yeah, that's what's going on with Master Brickithon. Now, to see how well it goes when Oleg starts to pour all of his wonderful childhood memories into this sword, let's go ahead and get that showdown roll.
Yeah.
So we've got our 3 questions that we have answered with clues. What is it? Pennywise, because of the paper boat inside the sewer. What does it want? It wants to collect childhood dreams because it told Master Brickithon that it couldn't find any childhood dreams in its head. How can it be hurt, killed, or dealt with? With the memories of loved ones weaponized against it because of the vision we had of Nigel Thornberry with the memories of his loved ones. So that means we get 3d6s that we can roll to see how well this showdown starts out for our heroes.
Normally, I think we each roll one, but since,
JP, I'm out.
yeah, since Caleb is being controlled by the void, JP, I think you take his.
Yeah, Jay, take it away.
Okay.
One for Jay, one for Evan, one for Christian.
I got a 2.
Nice.
What did you get?
What'd you get?
This is the best part of every showdown roll.
I got a 6.
Okay.
I got a 1.
We were both being coy for different reasons. I was really
Yeah.
hoping we both wanted to dramatically have a 6.
Nope, it was a 1.
All right. Well, on a 6, your theory is correct and your approach is sound. You are able to exact on the exact answers you deduced. So look at that. All this time later, it actually is Pennywise. Thank goodness.
Celebrate.
Thank goodness for me because narratively it's great. Thank goodness for you. Probably not because now you have to fight Pennywise. All right.
Celebration, get out the balloons.
Yep. So now, Oleg, as you are pouring all of your loving childhood memories into this machete, how do you think it morphs into a bigger and better weapon?
Well, so it went from a knife to a machete. I think it actually, as I'm holding onto it in 2 hands, it splits into a hammer and sickle.
Oh my goodness.
It turned into Captain Communism.
Amazing.
Oh my goodness.
And I just scream out in communistic fury and joy and hand one each to both Pilfer and Sam.
And as this happens, the Mouse King looks at you with terror and screams, Karl Marx has sent his pup to come and take me out.
My eyes just burn with the fury of the proletariat.
Oh my goodness. All right. I think Sam and Pilfer, the two of you were kind of being subsumed earlier, and I know Pilfer in particular was really freaking out, but feeling the weight of these weapons enter your claw hands, I feel like is going to kind of boost your spirits a little bit. So we are all kind of mushed up into this big, weird pile of dudes. What would you like to do in response to this?
I say, thanks, comrade.
Yeah, Sam Stud doesn't seem like the communist type.
I know. I'm like sitting there. I'm like, I feel something in my soul say, don't do this, but also you have to do this. just like, I don't bleed red. I don't bleed red.
So we are in a mass of SWAT members, correct?
Yeah, kind of waist deep in a roiling mass of corporately owned SWAT members.
Wow.
And there's one Mouse King.
But they're kind of like, it sounds like if they're a roiling mass, this is sort of a like Lovecraftian, just like limbs and heads and like just kind of oozing around us almost.
Yeah, I mean, I know that it commonly portrays itself as Pennywise the Dancing Clown, but what really is it? It's kind of hard to... I mean, you've read the book and watched the show.
He's one of the 2 creators of the Great Turtle created the universe, and then it came to Earth on a comet or like an asteroid that fell onto Earth. So he's like an alien demon who existed before the beginning of time. But
Yeah, and that's what you're fighting against right now.
That's hearsay. We're good.
I don't think Christian's read the book.
I think I just experienced the way that you feel when I go off about Lord of the Rings and stuff.
Ah, nice.
There's a great turtle that vomited the universe, and it is his mortal enemy.
This is Stephen King?
Yeah.
This is not Terry Pratchett. This is Stephen King.
Anyway.
I missed something.
Yeah, no, the turtle's like throughout the King mythos. If you read his like fantasy series, it like shows up there. It like shows up all over the place. That's how the world was created in Stephen King's books. Anyway, I'm going to use this sickle of communism to attack some SWAT members.
All right. So you started blasting, going in, slashing with abandon?
Yeah, since you said they're like waist deep, I'm just going to kind of take the like tip of the sickle and just start like kind of like I don't know, Rod from Hot Rod hitting the engine with a hammer.
All right.
The references today.
Yeah, but I didn't take the hammer. I took the sickle and I'm using it like a hammer.
Exactly. Shall we have you wreck? Does that sound appropriate here?
I suppose. 1d6 to rule them all. 2.
Ooh, beautiful.
Not good.
Yeah, I think here's what we're going to do. You like rear back with the sickle, and as you go to swing it down, your hand is empty, and you look back and you see Master Brickithon is holding the sickle.
Oh.
Ooh.
It was a bad swing. Good. Just give it back. Give it here. I'll try again.
You want this back, do you, Pilfer?
That was. Are you? Do you need some eye drops? I don't.
I'm gonna swing at Pilfer.
Oh, cool.
With the sickle of communism, that's our sickle.
All right.
This might make me take Doom.
All right, let's have you roll to wreck with the sickle. You have 0 dice in wreck, so roll 2d6, take the lower.
All right.
Unless you want to push your luck or make a deal with the darkness.
That's all right. I will take the lower.
All right, probably good for your friend.
That's a 4.
All right, partial success.
The lower is a 4?
The lower was a 4. I got a 5 and a 4.
Friendship.
Man, this is an interesting situation here because it kind of boils down to take a condition or mark 2 luck. And if you mark 2 luck, I'm trying to remember if it's what the instant you fill up, is that when you take Doom, or is it when you would have to mark luck, but you can't mark any luck because it's already full, and then you take Doom?
Rule check.
Rule check, everybody. It's Crunch Squad now.
You got a lot of luck, and not in a good way.
All right, so when you fill your luck track, you mark Doom, and then you have the choice to either give into your inner darkness and stay in the scene, or hold off the darkness inside of you, taking a final action with increased impact before collapsing. So here's what we do. Either you mark 2 luck and mark Doom, and then all that stuff happens, or take a condition, I suppose.
Well, do we think Oleg and Sam Stud can defeat me and Master Brickithon and the evil?
Oh boy.
I don't think it would be great to lose half of the party.
Yeah.
Does seem like a bad idea.
No, you have choices if you mark Doom. You can give into your inner darkness, lash out, hurt someone you care about, go too far, and still stay in the scene, or you essentially take yourself out of the scene, but do it in a blaze of glory, making one final heroic stand.
Ooh.
So those are like the 2 different options we have if you decide to mark Doom, or you can just take a condition which will make you a little bit more haggard for the rest of the fight.
So I can go out in a blaze of glory and then I'm out of the scene. I'll have 2 Doom marked, but then they'll be able to like drag my body out after if they win.
Correct. Yeah, before collapsing, being left for dead, or otherwise being temporarily taken out of the scene, only to come back later, changed.
If I take 4 Doom, I'm out of the campaign.
When your Doom track is full, you are doomed. Your character cannot continue their life as a hunter. After taking your final action, you must either sacrifice yourself or embrace the void.
Oh no.
So I'll be halfway to gone.
You have 1 Doom already? How do you undo Doom?
Everybody has 1 Doom already. You all took a monstrous ability at the start of the campaign.
Oh, yeah. But how do you undo Doom?
You
You
don't.
don't.
You can't?
I did not. I don't think I realized that when I took the Doom at the beginning.
I
of the game.
definitely did not realize that.
Surprise!
What?
You just gotta defeat all of the beasties before you end up getting doomed.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so a hunter is basically fated to be doomed.
Essentially.
Okay.
Unless you can finish the campaign before you become doomed.
My goodness. The stakes are higher than I realized, guys.
Yes, you are all burning candles.
Dang. Okay, well, I will mark 2 luck, clearing my luck track,
All right.
taking a Doom, just because it sounds more interesting. So I got this because I'm being attacked by Master Brickithon.
Yes, who is acting in the interest of the void.
So here's what I'm thinking happens. He swings a sickle at me. It sort of lodges itself in the in between my arm and body piece of my Lego. I'm going to shove him back, pull the sickle out, my arm falling off in the process.
Ooh.
And then I'm going to turn to the swirling mass of SWAT guys and just start harvesting the wheat with the sickle. Just going to town on this mass, just hacking and slashing, and Lego pieces are flying out. And as much of the mass as you will let me hack through, I'm going to hack through before collapsing in exhaustion with a missing arm.
Aren't you already missing an arm? I guess you're missing a hand.
I'm missing a hand, which I imagine is the arm that just fell off. It's my hook hand arm, so I actually have a working hand on my remaining arm.
That would be convenient, yeah. All right, so we're making a final action with increased impact. This sounds to me like wreck, unless you can convince me that it's something else.
No, it does sound like wreck. The only problem will be if I roll like crap.
That's always the problem.
You can always push yourself or make a deal with the darkness or ask for help from your friends.
And making a deal with the darkness just gets me another die.
Yep, gets you 1 additional die at the expense of something interesting is going to happen whether you succeed or fail. If there's a friend who thinks they can step in to help, you can mark 1 luck to give an additional die to Pilfer for this roll.
Can I roll first and see?
Sure. We'll let you roll first.
That's nice.
So generous.
Hey, so if anyone wanted to help me, like, that could be a real dandy thing you could do for me.
I don't know you that well, kid. I think you got this.
I will say this is our sickle, and I believe that with my whole self. And so I would pour more of my memory and good vibes into the sickle to make it swing better.
Ah, yes, your memories of the lovely turnip bread that you would smear with drippings from the roast from last week.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a wonderful dish called klopsi, which is gelatinized meat fat. You just boil meat so long that it gelatinizes, and you spread that over bread.
Ew.
Perfect.
Thanks for the die, though.
It's a real thing.
Yep, pour those memories right into that sickle.
So does anyone else have anything they could do to help? Because this is kind of a big dramatic moment for me.
And it's not going well.
I rolled a 2 and a 1.
You rolled a 2 and a 1?
Oh, no.
I rolled the 2 first, and then you gave me an extra die, and it was a 1.
Oh, no.
So only one hunter may help on a given roll, unfortunately. Well, there's still the option to push your luck, make a deal with the darkness, or if I give you a consequence and you don't like it, you can still always make a resistance roll.
I'm really disappointed this didn't work. The wording was Blaze of Glory, and this is like a poof of sadness.
The wording is not, technically speaking, the word is not Blaze of Glory. The intent is Blaze of Glory. The wording is take a final action with increased impact before collapsing. So whatever your result is, you're essentially going to get the effect of 1 tier above that. So currently, you would get a partial success, essentially, instead of a full failure.
Okay.
But there's a chance to push that further, potentially.
Here's a question I have. Let's say somehow he had rolled a 6. There's something better than a full success?
Critical success, yes.
Critical success.
Well, I'll take my partial success, I guess.
Okay, so tearing in against the creature, I feel like, okay, so each time you sink in with the sickle, stealing it back from Master Brickithon, there's like a flash of some kind of horror that moves past your eyes. What is the thing that you did to Brickbeard that you regret most to this day?
When I was early on as a young pirate, I worked on his ship. I was part of his crew, and I left the crew one day when we were in port by stealing a small chest of fine jewels and gold, and I abandoned the ship and went inland and hid out and tried to wait them out. And he's basically been on my tail ever since.
Yeah, I think as you are slashing in, seeing these images rolling past your eyes, you start to see the consequences of your actions. You see Brickbeard being tossed down to his knees in front of the great, I think this is going to be so niche, but in Pathfinder, in Skulls and Shackles, there's the Hurricane King, who's the leader of the pirates. He's kneeling in front of this bigger pirate captain than himself, and this captain's demanding payment. And so Brickbeard claps his hand against his hook and asks for the chest of jewels that he needs in order to keep the ship running. And the other crewmates are the chest of jewels isn't here. We can't give him the chest of jewels. And cuts to another scene of Brickbeard being hung in a gibbet at the port, and for an entire month having people toss stuff up there at him, then cutting to scene after scene of him just sailing across the seas after he finally got his freedom back, trying to find you. And then I think the last scene that flashes in front of your eyes before you go unconscious is you open your eyes and it's still the sewer. Everything though is gone except for you. It's just this eerie silence. and then you hear a little splash behind you, and you turn and look, and you see bobbing up to the surface is a single bean, and you hear a little and then you go unconscious.
Oh no.
Okay. I'm out, boys.
Okay, that deals 2 ticks of damage to the beastie, 2 out of 8 on our 8 clock. So we're making some progress.
Wow.
This
This is not going well.
So who's gone? Master Brickithon, Pilfer, me handing it off. That was my turn.
There's no turn order necessarily, so if anybody has something they want to do, just jump in.
I do.
What you got?
So I'm looking at my gear. I have a hammer, and one of my, and I don't know if this is kosher with the rules, so we're going to see if this works. But I want to take the hammer and break apart some Lego pieces in the room, and then use improvised weapon and build a Megazord to fight the Pennywise.
Now we're talking.
Heck yeah.
A tool or other implement used to deal some serious damage. Improvised weapon. Okay, mark off 1 tick on your gear for your improvised Megazord.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, just roll a luck check for me. 1d6 to see how impressive this Megazord is going to be.
It's a 3.
3. Okay, so it's kind of a like personal suit-sized Megazord almost.
So maybe like the in Alien, the suit that she wears.
The
It's
yellow.
not giant, but it's like bigger.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So yeah, you've got this big ol' robot that you're riding inside of now that you can use to punch and crunch.
Yeah, so I want to start punching into Pennywise.
All right, that sounds to me like Wreck. You have 0 dice in Wreck.
Yeah.
No.
So do I not roll anything for that, or how does that work?
You take 2d6 and roll them both and take the lower one.
Okay, it's all right. That never goes wrong for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're both 2, so
All right.
So is this the episode where we all die?
It could be. It could be. I would take this moment to remind you that you have some skills on your sheet that are better than other skills on your sheet.
are you talking to me? Because it's like I don't.
I'm talking to everybody.
Okay, I was gonna say like all mine. I was not expecting a big battle, so I don't really have that.
Yeah, you go in punching and crunching on Pennywise, and I think like each time one of your limbs goes to hit one of the SWAT officers, it like splits itself around where the fist is going to go, and then you go to like hit the Mouse King, and it opens up its stomach, kind of the Thing style, and chomps onto the robot arm and starts pulling and snaps the right arm off of your Megazord here that you got going on.
Okay. Did I even do any damage though?
You did not, unfortunately.
Dang
Oh
it.
man.
In that case, seeing how absolutely bonkers and bad this is going, I am going to reach down and grab the sickle from my unconscious friend. And Sam didn't use the hammer, so I'm going to pick that up too.
Only the true communists can wield their power.
Yeah, and so I'm going to cross them in front of myself and shoot my communism beam directly out.
We're shooting a communism beam. Okay, what is the to figure out which action this is going to be? What is our intended effect of the communism beam, do you think?
Class consciousness. I'm going to try and make these for-hire mercenary guards realize that they're being used, and if they would just band together, their strength is greater than the people controlling them. And so I'm trying to connect with them as you know, we are the proletariat.
Okay, weirdly enough, you have made this make sense. So go ahead and roll 2d6 for connect.
Oh, this is great.
That's a 6.
There we go. Finally, an unmitigated success. Okay, so I think you send this class consciousness into the beast in front of you, and you can hear individuals of the SWAT team starting to be like, well, actually, that does make sense. And you see one of them peels off and starts morphing from a SWAT officer into this guy wearing a blue suit and a monocle, slicked back hair, goatee. Oh, I have been acting so terribly in the past. I, Dr. Mystico from Freakazoid, as played by Tim Curry. I have done terrible things to people in the past in the interest of my own personal research, but I think perhaps it is time for me to depart from such an evil way. And he goes running off down the sewer, trying to find a way out of the grate. Another one peels off And you hear, "Don't be strung out by the way I look." And Dr. Frankenfurter, as played by Tim Curry, says, "I believe it's time for me to go back to my home planet. The And then he just disappears. He vanishes back to his home planet. So yeah, you can see that various members of the conglomeration are starting to regain themselves and pull themselves away from the mass. So we're going to tick off on a full success, which is standard effect. We're going to tick off 2 more ticks on the 8 clock. So we're at 4 out of 8 on defeating Pennywise.
But Master Brickithon is still under his control, right?
You know what, Master Brickithon, I'll give you a chance as you see the people around you beginning to understand the power that they can wield if they will act together. I'll give you a chance to make maybe a heart roll.
I'm going to argue that it could be mined for reading the situation.
Master Brickithon is more of a mind-oriented person generally, so I think it does make sense that we could have you make a mind roll.
Okay. 5, 4, 5.
5, partial success. I think we're going to put together a 4 clock to break the thrall that is being held over you, and we're going to tick off 2 of those. So we're at 4 out of 8 to defeat the monster. We're at 2 out of 4 to regain control over Master Brickithon. It just occurred to me, what would happen if you defeat the monster before curing Master Brickithon? That's an interesting question. Who knows if we'll have to address that question later on. In any case, Master Brickithon, you can feel your lucidity's kind of starting to come back. Like, you blink your eyes, and one of them is still all weird and goopy, and the other is normal. And then you blink your eyes, and they switch. So you're coming back to your senses a little bit.
Okay.
I have an idea, and it's going to take us completely off the rails. But
This is going to take us off the rails.
Yeah,
because we've been so on the rails before this.
yes, I just need to know. On one of my gears is satellite phone,
That is correct.
so I can call in for backup, right?
You can call in for backup.
So I'm going to call into backup. I'm going to call into HQ, and I'm going to say, all right, we're having a little problem with some Tim Currys down here. So I'm going to invoke Operation Opposite of Tim Curry.
What is the opposite of Tim Curry?
Yeah, I'm so interested to see what the opposite of Tim Curry is.
So let's go with this. So Tim Curry is an English actor. He was famous in the 80s and 90s. He always plays the villain, usually. So we need somebody from the 80s and 90s who's American that only plays wholesome characters. And so I call for an army of Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is the anti-Tim Curry.
Yes.
Anti-Tim Curry. Okay.
I love that. That makes so much sense.
All right. So mark off 2 ticks for your satellite phone on your gear. And I suppose you are commanding. You are like, hey, it's time to initiate this operation. So it sounds like compel to me. So that's going to be 2d6. Go ahead and roll that for us.
That's a 4 and a 1.
Okay, partial success.
So I get half the Tom Hanks.
I think you probably go into this expecting like some Saving Private Ryan sort of action, maybe a grizzled castaway style Tom Hanks, but you hear from further down the tunnel just this very light jangling of spurs. Well, someone's poisoned this water hole.
We got Woody.
All right.
So yeah, I think we can kind of get this progression. It's going to take a while for the Tom Hankses to get here, but for now, you've got Woody at least.
Okay.
We're going to mark off 1 tick on the Tim Curry clock. So you're at 5 out of 8.
Yeah. So I guess like I'm like, all right, partner. You're the best I got. So I guess help us out here.
Feeling emboldened by the great success of class consciousness, and now seeing that we have an honorable lawman on our side, I'm going to turn my attention to Master Brickithon, because Master Brickithon always knows what to do. And in this case, he's been befuddled and bemused by our enemy. And so I'm going to, as best I can as a Lego man, wrap my arms around him and hug him and say, "We are not like this, Master Brickithon. We are better than this."
All right, you're trying to connect with Master Brickithon, it sounds like.
I am.
All right, 2d6.
There's another 6. Man, I'll tell you what, rolling 2d6 and taking the higher number is the way to... I don't know if you guys know how this game works, but I'm just sort of figuring it out right now. Roll more dice and take higher numbers.
Okay, so I think with that success, we mark off 2 more ticks on Master Brickithon's 4 clock. Master Brickithon, what does it feel like as you come back to lucidity?
I shake myself, and little bits and globs of purple goop shower in different directions and disperse. I look at Oleg, and I say, I am back. Now give me that sickle.
And then I hand it to him and I say, our sickle.
All right.
And the hammer too. The hammer too.
Our hammer.
All right, Master Brickithon, what would you like to do?
I would like to take both of them in my hand and bring up more memories. I'd like to pour in memories that I had of going to the Lego Renaissance Fair with Commander Brickithon as a kid. And as I pour those memories in, it's going to morph into a big old sword.
All right. This memory coming back to you, you're hunting through the recesses of your mind, perhaps, trying to find this old memory of going to the Renaissance Fair.
I'll take it.
Okay, 2d6.
There we go.
Double sixes, baby.
Oh,
Okay. Well, that is a critical success, in fact. I think you have this sword in your hand, and you can feel like the warmth glowing off of it. On this critical success, that's going to wipe out the remaining 3 ticks on this 8 clock. I think you can feel this power coursing through you, and you hear a voice come from behind the Mouse King, and you look up, and you see Forrest Gump has the Mouse King in a chokehold and says, "Stab, Master Brickithon, stab."
Give that man a Dr. Pepper.
And I do so. I wield that sword with all of the flourishing glory from my days as a youth and stab him.
All right, and what does it look like as you pierce deep into, like, what is the effect? You're all kind of entangled in this weird creature. What happens as you defeat it once and for all?
I pierce it with this sword, and as it goes through, almost instantly, all of the different pieces and SWAT team members and everything everywhere melt into this purple goo, but it's not quite as goopy and thick as it was before. It's just like water, and it just goes down the drain.
And as the goop starts dissipating, you see these individual Tim Curry characters starting to work their way up, and one of them turns and looks at you. "Well, it appears that it was Master Brickithon in the sewer with the sword."
Butler from
Wadsworth grabs his lapels and straightens his coat. "Well, I must thank you all for the assistance that you've given us today." And like Master Brickithon, you remember when you initially had that vision of Nigel Thornberry, you could detect that there was like the nest at like the further end, like around one more corner of this sewer. And from around that corner, you hear just this, "This is horrid."
Nigel, is that you?
"Oh dear, someone please come assist me. I'm afraid I'm stuck in some kind of weird goop web. This is fascinating. I must say I've never seen anything like this before. Where's my camcorder? I need this to record. Oh, I turned my camcorder into a knife. I'm going to need a new camcorder."
I'm gonna go over to Pilfer and very dramatically in slow motion with some swelling music behind, I'm gonna pick him up and start carrying him.
Yeah, you all gather up with Nigel Thornberry. He looks at you and says, "Oh, builders, I was supposed to be at your camp some hours ago. Am I going to miss the nature trail? This is so terrible."
Nigel, I believe you just might make it in time.
"Well, we're going to need to get out of here pretty quick." And you hear from further down in the tunnel a doo-doo, and a voice says, "Your friend there looks like he could use some hot chocolate."
Oh no, we don't want to see this guy.
That's how we're gonna get out of here fast?
This guy is the Uncanny Valley incarnate. Get away, run.
As the Polar Express conductor, is played by Tom Hanks, offers you a space on his train.
Gets us out of the 10th circle of hell.
I think as you're all cozying up with this nice, warm, hot chocolate, you feel the train swaying back and forth, taking you back up to Camp Studston. Sam Stud, it appears that your mission down here is all taken care of. What does the future hold for our infernal investigator?
Well, I see off the boys and I'm like, kids, you done did good, but I got some more work I got to do down here for the 7th level of vision. So happy trails to y'all. And then I want to go back to HQ and I go to Judy and I say, Judy, I need you to send a message. What's it called? I need you to send an email on AOL.
That's the only one Hell uses.
Yeah.
Of course, honey. Oh, how I wish I could be using Hotmail instead, but AOL's all we got.
Yeah. And I say, I need you to send a message to Brickbeard. And then you guys don't get to know what the message is. I just send a message.
Yes, cut back to the train. Pilfer, you feel hot chocolate being splashed over your face, starting to slowly come back to consciousness. We're going to have to deal with all of the ramifications of this during our next episode, I think. But we've got our 3 builders, Troop 4x2, heading on their way back up to the surface. Nigel Thornberry coming along with them to give what surely will be the greatest nature trail presentation that has ever been given at Camp Studston. And I think that is where we're going to pick up next time. Holy cow.
Wow.
Well, that sure was a battle.
And we won it, technically.
Yeah, and we survived
Yes.
with the help of Tom Hanks.
With the help of Tom Hanks, American hero Tom Hanks. Oh boy. Yeah, I'll have to take another look real quick at the whole rules about becoming more doomed and all of that stuff, but that's a future Ned problem. For now, thanks everybody for joining us, for listening to this here episode of The Tension Builders. If you want more, go ahead and subscribe, maybe even give us a review. We would be as happy as Giles, who I guess is technically still with you because he was there at one point, as happy as Giles is to know that he can hear the ringing of the bells because he still believes in Santa Claus. If you go ahead and give us a review on the podcatcher of your choice. We are also technically on social media. That's a bad way to get in touch with us because those accounts are not being monitored. A good way to get in touch with us is improvtabletop@gmail.com, as well as our patron Discord that you can access by joining our Patreon. So if you want to get in touch with us, don't be afraid to reach out. Now it's time to shout out our next batch of Sticker Club patrons.
All right.
And the people we're shouting out this week are Sammy Ryan, Sarah Martin, and Tetra Slash.
Yeah.
We like them.
These 3, gosh, the only thing I have on my brain now is the Polar Express. Well, I mean, everybody, it's Halloween in just a couple days. It's basically already Christmas. These 3 individuals are the people who are making sure that Santa gets his naughty and nice lists all correct. So I'm sure that Sammy Ryan, Sarah Martin, and Tetra Slash might appreciate a nice bribe. So get in touch with them, offer them a whole lot of money, and maybe you can make sure that you get onto the nice list this year. Now, let's go ahead and do a round of plugs. Caleb, would you like to take that this time around?
Absolutely. Guys, if you haven't listened, we have a sister podcast called iCast Fireball. They're doing a bunch of super fun D&D 5e shenanigans over there. Go give them a listen. We also have an affiliation with Fanroll Dice. If you use the code VroomVroomFifi for all of your dice needs, for a Halloween present, for a Christmas present, for a Thanksgiving present, whatever kind of present, or maybe it's just for you.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a personal plug. You guys know me. I'm a big fan of C.S. Lewis and of J.R.R. Tolkien and the Inklings, which was their literary club. I recently read a newer book about them called Bandersnatch. That's a Lewis Carroll reference. It is by Diana Pavlak Glyer. She went through a ton of letters and different notes and things like that and really compiled a lot of new things to kind of figure out what these meetings with the Inklings actually were like and what took place and what people were working on at the time. And it was a really, really fun read. I loved it. So if that sort of thing is interesting to you, go check out that book. It was really fun.
Right on, right on. Well, thanks everybody for joining us here in the world of The Tension Builders. I'm Ned Wilcock, your host and GM, and today I've been joined by...
Caleb Anderton, no longer subsumed.
Christian Randall, our podcast.
Evan Peterson. I'm alive.
Jay Porter, and just remember, life is just like this podcast, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Much love and stuff, everybody. We'll catch you next time on Improv Tabletop.
While Ned checks the rules, I'll tell y'all that in the book, the kids all smoke peyote in their clubhouse, and they have a vision of the asteroid coming to the Earth in the times of it comes to Earth during Native American times, and they have this vision in their hut of it coming to Earth. And then you learn about the turtle because in the final confrontation, it's all this metaphysical thing happening in the main character's mind, where he's visually seeing himself hurtling through this empty void of space, and there's these things called the deadlights in the distance coming towards him, and as he's going, he sees the turtle, and he sees it vomit the universe, and he has this vision of the birth of the universe.
Can I tell you something? I've read one Stephen King book. It was The Eyes of the Dragon. Not a spooky...
Yeah, his fantasy book, right?
Yeah, and it was good, and it didn't...
Interesting choice.
Why? It's good. It's not scary.